All right, welcome you guys. Happy Wednesday night. Welcome to Team Play Hard's weekly team call. My name is Ellen. If you're catching the replay, we are going to talk about the basics tonight. And really what I did to prepare for this team call. First of all, I just want to say I'm really feeling reinvigorated in the business and really excited, which is great. Feels good to feel good. So kind of coming from a place of excitement, I thought, gosh, what if I could possibly pretend I had never heard the vital behaviors, which are be proof the product works, do personal development, invite and recognize people. If I had never heard those and didn't know those, what do I really think it takes to have at least achieved the level of success that I have achieved with the company? And so that's kind of what the team call is about. But first, I want to go ahead and go through some quick housekeeping. I usually do this off the recording, but tonight, since we have small attendance, in comes Dana. Because we have small attendance, I do like to get newsworthy things out to the whole team. So hopefully everyone will catch the replay. So of a housekeeping nature, before we get into the heart of the call, I wanted to say to anyone who might be concerned that Summit is a crazy, wild party, that you won't get any sleep and all you'll do is like beer bongs and fireball. I just want to tell you it's not that way. Somehow every single year, I've gone to Summit every single year, by the way. Gosh, this is my sixth Summit. I don't know why, but I seem to like always leave the impression that it's going to be like a wild, crazy party. And then I tend to always get like a phone call or two before saying like, I'm nervous that it's going to be out of control. People swinging from the rafters, like, playing beer pong at 3 a.m. And I just wanted to say it's a business retreat. I am there to lead a team, to lead myself, to earn your respect, and to be dignified. Last time I was drunk, I was 17 years old. Okay, guys? So, yes, there will be some drinking for those who would like. And for those who would not like, you absolutely are going to feel 100% comfortable because there's plenty. All right, enough said about that. Number 2, a couple weeks ago on the National Wake Up Call, the speaker, I can't remember her name, talked about pods, like little Success Club groups. That is something that we did. Jake and Jelliet can attest to this. I'm not sure, Dana, if you were around at the time. I think you weren't, but maybe you were, when we did the pods. And I put a Google survey every single month in the team page. And every single month people fill out the Google survey. And I would sort people according to whose goals were to hit Success Club 5 and whose were to hit Success Club 10 and blah, 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 blah. And it was, anyway, and we did it. And every month I would do new pods, like P-pods. And Sherry had mentioned to me like an interest in doing that again. And it's kind of like Team Cup every month is kind of like, it's kind of just like, a lot of us don't have the Success Club partner we're looking for. So it's kind of in lieu of that. So I just wanted to throw out there that I'll probably be starting that up again for those who would like. It's not like a social thing, like let's just talk about each other and get to know each other better. It's like, who did you invite today? What vitals did you do? What exact behaviors did you do today that are income producing for your business? That's the kind of thing that a pod is. Moving on, I just wanted to say the Success Club trip was amazing. And I know I did a team call on it the night before I left. And I should have done that team call on it this week because it was so awesome. That's all. I just wanted to say it's so awesome. Make sure you watch that team call if you haven't yet. I think all of you guys are actually on it. So lastly, in terms of housekeeping, before we dive into the call tonight, there is a team challenge group set up for those who don't have their own, would like a place or need a place for customers or clients. It starts May 2nd. It is called Mindset and More because it's for people doing the 2B mindset and anything else they want. If you're doing the 2B mindset, I do want to ask that you start May 14th because that's when corporate is asking us to start that program. Those are your announcements. Summit is not wild, crazy swing from the rafters. Don't worry. We're going to start up pods again for those of you that really want to have some like bigger accountability. The Success Club trip was so special, and there's a challenge group for you if you're not running your own. Let's get into the heart of the call, and I'm going to start with a 3-minute video. So stand by. Oops, wrong button. This button. Okay, 3 minutes from my man, Eric. Jake, remember when we watched that show with him in the orange shirt? Okay, here we go. Here we go.
Hey everybody, this is Eric Rory and welcome to networkmarketingpro.com. I have an old network marketing adage for you today. Write this down. Make sure that you build your network marketing career activities around this concept. It doesn't matter what works. It only matters what duplicates. It doesn't matter what works. It only matters what duplicates. What do I mean by that? There's a few of you out there that are so skilled, so talented, that you can make fancy things work. You can go talk to the heads of government, and you have contacts inside huge corporations, and you have all of these networking abilities. And you can sometimes get trapped by that skill because you go do it. It might work for you, it might not work for you, but it certainly won't duplicate for you. And when it doesn't duplicate, you don't get all the benefits of network marketing. Network marketing, the benefit is a small group, or a large group of people doing a few simple things over a sustained period of time. The beauty of this is you can start with it being 100% of your effort, but you can end with it where your income is only 1% or less of your effort and 99% from a large group of people around the world. So what do we all want? What do you want? As a network marketing professional, you want freedom, you want leverage, you want sustainability. You don't get that by doing something fancy. So it doesn't matter what works, it only matters what duplicates. And what I mean, what you have to be thinking about with that in mind is what you're doing every day. Can every single person in your organization do the same thing? If they can't do what you're doing every day, you've got to change it to something that can be done by everyone in your organization every day. That's why third-party tools are so important. That's why stories are so important. It levels the playing field so it can duplicate for you. That's why simple systems inside of our organizations are so important, because it creates a system for duplication to have a chance at survival. You can kill duplication by getting fancy, or you can foster duplication by keeping it simple, keeping it third party, keeping it around stories, keeping it around systems. It doesn't matter what works. It only matters what duplicates. So ladies and gentlemen, my wish for you is that you decide to become a network marketing professional. You decide to go pro, because it is a stone cold fact that we have a better way. Now let's go tell the world. Everybody, have a great day.
Okay, love that. I love a couple things that he said. I love that he talked about 100% effort in the beginning, like you're just grinding. And then how the goal of network marketing is that flips. That flips, the income change. Like, remember, it's like 100% grind and not a lot of bacon. And then the goal, the ultimate goal with what we do is to have that flip, not that we ever stop working entirely. I also just love, like, his overall premise behind that little 3-minute clip is that if we can't duplicate, if we can't recruit and duplicate, we can't become successful. I'm making the assumption that anyone watching the replay and anyone on this team call cares about making money in this with this opportunity. I wouldn't talk to a discount coach like this. So the only way we can grow income and be sustainable is if we are recruiting and then can duplicate, can teach people what we're doing. And we've known coaches. We've had them on our team that have had a level of success. There's one gal that comes to mind, so sweet, great gal, just ridiculous smart and super ridiculous fancy business practices, and but it wasn't duplicatable. So she was super successful, had more Success Club points than like anyone on our team ever has. I think she had 56 one month. So fancy, like new tools upon tools upon tools upon tools. Like she was like smarter than Google, but it wasn't duplicatable. And so eventually she left and now sells leggings, and more power to her. I don't have like whatever floats your boat. I think find the product that you love, and network marketing is a better way. So I'm not saying that disparagingly, but it wasn't duplicatable. So back to the premise of this team call, I asked myself, what are the simplest things, if I boiled everything down, what are the baby steps and what are the basics and what's duplicatable and what have I honestly done to get to where I'm at? And I asked myself those questions, pretending I had never heard the vital behaviors. And you can see for yourself where and how and if you think they line up with the vital behaviors. There are 8 things. So take notes. Number 1, in establishing the basics for success, you have to establish credibility / trust. For some people, they might have this before they even enroll to become a coach. Others might have to, once they become a coach, start to create and foster this, which is just simply going to take time and consistency. And what I mean by credibility and trust is you have to have a story that you yourself believe that is the truth about how our products, our programs, or the business opportunity, or all of the above have impacted your life in a meaningful way. And if they can see a physical transformation in you, that is credibility. If you're consistently showing up over time, that is credibility. If you're seen as extremely knowledgeable, that's credibility. There's sort of different ways it might look on us, but this aligns very closely with be proof the products work. You have to. So if you're not proof the products work, you don't have that credibility that is so essential. Number 2, you have to share consistently. I love the National Wake Up Call. I just listened to it today, and Sherry, you'll be so proud of me. For the first time ever, I watched the frickin' live video, and you were right. I'm so annoyed. You were so right. It did make a difference to me. I do listen to the National Wake Up Call every single week, you guys, but because I have a long drive to and from work, it's just so easy for me to knock that out while I'm driving, and I'd rather do that because it just was a way to be efficient with my time. Which I'm super protective of, as you guys are too. And sitting down to watch National Wake Up Call is, but it does make a difference. Like it did have a more tangible feel to see someone's body sitting there talking rather than hearing it. It seemed like, I don't know, it's like I don't know, it just was different. So the National Wake Up Call was amazing. I hope you always listen to them. I hope you're not like, oh, okay, I'll listen to this one because she's saying to listen to it, but it's a must listen to. But anyway, she talked about how for 7 months she shared and shared and shared and shared. And then one day made a post that people started to respond to, and that there was nothing special about that post. She couldn't think of anything remarkable about it. There wasn't anything in there special. And she talked about how many like shitty challenge groups she ran where it was embarrassing because people weren't really commenting or showing up and all the things. Like I was there too. I did that too. And in fact, I felt like really her story resonated a lot. I felt like I could have said 90% of what she said on the call today. I feel like I've either said myself or thought myself. But she was consistent. And if we're not consistent, we actually lose point number 1, which is credibility and trust. And consistency doesn't mean perfection. It just means you're always showing up. Number 3, this is so long. Don't write it down like this, but this is how I wrote it down. So number 1 was credibility and trust. Number 2 was share consistently. Number 3 is like 15 words. It's just how I need to say it. Be courageous enough to ask people to join you with thick skin for the people that will question you, doubt you, tease you, and misunderstand you. That's just my experience, you guys, going on 6 years. This July will be 6 years of coaching. That you have to be, to have success, you have to be courageous enough to share and ask people to join you, either as a coach, as part of your team, or as a challenger in one of your challenge groups, period. You have to have the courage to ask. And then you have to have thick skin, because people will misunderstand you. They will maybe mock or tease you. They will maybe think you've lost your rocker, or you've become one of those cultish network marketers or whatever, pyramid scheme people, whatever. You have to have thick enough skin to be able to withstand that, and to actually not just withstand it, but to be proud of what we do. Super proud to have immersed myself in health and fitness, and to have this company behind me. And then I'm going to say it again, and then you can write it down however you could just say be courageous. Be courageous enough to ask people to join you with thick skin for the people that will question you, doubt you, tease you, misunderstand you, fill in the blank. Number 4, track your leads. And by leads, I just mean conversations. The lady on the National Wake Up Call, Dara, she said she does it in an Excel spreadsheet, and that she makes a tab for each month. And it's really easy. Excel is really user-friendly. Brian Saunders taught me how to use it in a Zoom call one night, and I'm like obsessed with Excel. Google Sheets is the same way. You can sort the columns, so you could easily, like, all the conversations you have. She did it per calendar month, but it doesn't matter. You can use Teamsy. Sherry uses Streak. Jake uses Teamsy. I signed up for my connection builder. I also use Google Sheets. I also still track in my calendar with pen and paper. I just showed Sherry, I just took a video of she's like, how do you track your leads? I'm like, oh, let me show you. I took a video of my calendar, and you guys should see it. It looks so bad. But it was like where all the conversations I had and people I wanted to invite, and some were from email, and some were from Instagram, and some were from Instagram stories, and some were from Facebook, and some were from my Facebook page, and some were from Facebook Messenger. So all my little chicken scratch all over my calendar, but I'm tracking it. So number 5 is follow up. That can take courage too. It's very similar to inviting. It can take courage. It takes discipline. It's what separates like the men from the boys in terms of being a network marketing professional, because it's easy to be like, I invited them, the ball's in their court. But if you really own your business and you treat it like you're the boss of your company, you're going to follow up on those leads. That's number 5. Number 6, you're going to attend live events, and you're going to bring people with you to them. I'm just telling you, you're going to, let's see, we have a live event coming up at Summit. I'm bringing some coaches. Jake's bringing a coach. Dana's bringing a coach. Jelia is bringing a coach. I think Nicole's coming, but maybe she's not. Kara's bringing coaches. You have to attend live events, and then you have to bring your people with you and help them figure out all the things, whether it's finances, whether it's daycare, whether it's having a garage sale to afford the ticket, to make it happen. So like your goal will be after Summit this year so this will be Sherry's first Summit, for example, Dana's first Summit. My goal for both of you will be that you guys have someone on your team with you next year. And that maybe they each bring someone. You bring someone and they bring someone. Okay, that's number 6, you're attending live events. Number 7 is that you're running challenge groups. She said it on the National Wake Up Call today, and I was like, I feel like I'm listening to myself talk. I've never not run one. I've never had a month where I haven't run a challenge group. Not one since since I signed up. I mean, there might be like downtime, like right now I'm not doing, we just finished 80-day obsession and I'm working behind the scenes and getting one ready, but I'm not really active in one until May 2nd. So there's sometimes little breaks, but I've never taken a month off. You have to. If you don't, if you have one person, then text them every day about their workout. And you don't have to call it a challenge group, just an accountability text every day. I did that when I was starting out. I still use a phone timer, but I had a phone timer with someone's name on it. And I texted them every single night when my phone alarm went off to see if they pushed play that day. I did that for a 90-day program for a guy, so who's morbidly obese. Anyway, you have to be holding people accountable to their fitness journey. You have to run a fitness challenge group or be partnered with your upline or me or someone on the team or someone else. Number 8 and the last one. This is just me, you guys. This isn't like corporate. I'm not like vomiting or regurgitating corporate stuff. This is me like soul searching. What did I need to do to be where I'm at? And number 8 was you have to set up shots in the arm. I didn't know a better way to say it, but let me explain what I mean by that, and then you can write it differently if you'd like to. I don't always want to listen to the National Wake Up Call. Like, I'm not always in the mood to hear like, wow, coaches, wow, and all the diamonds and the recognition and this and that, and like, yay, we're so excited to have this speaker on. Like, I'm not always in the mood. I do it anyway. Just like working out, just like brushing my teeth. It's a shot in the arm that I can probably count on one hand the amount of National Wake Up Calls that have had no effect on me. They almost always, I can probably count on one hand in 6 years, all the National Wake Up Calls that have just been like, there's a nugget in all of them. There's something that either inspires me emotionally, psychologically, or that I learn from and can apply to my business. If not both. That's one example of something that it's a non-negotiable. I'm going to do it whether I feel like it or not. And same thing with Super Saturdays. I don't always want to go. It's a long drive. It's exhausting. Like for me, because I'm going to Portland, I choose to go to Portland. It's a lot of, I don't always want to go. I just always go. Or I've always held one. And again, I know like some of you have heard me say this for years, but I missed one Super Saturday, and it's because I was presenting at SCW. I've missed one Super Saturday because I was working Beachbody Live in San Francisco. Other than that, I've never missed one. When I didn't when I didn't know that there was big corporate ones, I held them in my living room. So attending live events because it's a shot in the arm. Same thing with the summit. So that is akin to live events, but it's not. It's things that make you excited again about the business. You have to have shots in the arm. You have to have something that reinvigorates you, or you will get bored, or you will fatigue in this business. Maybe it's a conversation, maybe it's a regular conversation with me or your upline or something that is a continual ongoing shot in the arm. National Wake Up Call is a great example. All right, I'm going to recap those 8 points and I'm going to close out in the next 5 minutes tops. Number 1, you have to have credibility and trust. People have to look at you and be like, all right, I believe. And when they want to get in shape, which who doesn't, that they would think that you'd be the person that they'd want to go to. It cannot be a missing element. Credibility and trust, you can't, this is my opinion, that can't be missing. for you to be successful. Number 2, you have to be consistent in your sharing. He called it stories. So when Eric Rory was talking on that 3-minute video, when he was saying stories, I thought he meant Instagram stories because, that's what we do all the time. He didn't. He means stories, storying, telling, sharing, talking, sharing. And you have to be doing that consistently. That cannot be a missing element. Consistency cannot be a missing element. Number 3, the long one, you have to be courageous enough to ask people to join you, and you have to have thick skin. And I don't think that can be a missing element. You have to be inviting. You have to have the courage to do it, and do it early in the day. Number 4, you have to keep track of all the conversations somewhere, somehow, figure out, try different methods, track, write people's names down, figure it out, where you talk to them, what you talked about, when you want to follow up with them. Figure out how you're going to track those conversations. That cannot be a missing element. If you're not tracking, unless you have some photographic memory, it cannot be a missing element for you to achieve success. And then closely related, number 5, you have to follow up. And that cannot be a missing element. People aren't going to be ready when you ask them to join you. Sherry, my hard to get baby. They cannot be a missing element. You have to keep following up. It doesn't mean bugging. It just means, hey, how you doing? Number 6, you have to attend live events, and and you have to invite people to come with you. Maybe not the first time you're trying it for your first time, but you go, then the next year you bring, or the next Super Saturday you bring. The nice thing about Super Saturdays is you can totally bring non-coaches. It's a great place to bring non-coaches. That's where I got my last coach, Paula, who just joined us, who's teaching tonight, so she can't join these. Number 7, attending live events. That cannot be a missing element. Eric Rory calls it number 2, and I'll come back to that in a second. Number 7, you have to run challenge groups or be a part of them. That's what we do. That's like what we do, is we help people go through programs. So you have to be doing that every month. And then you have to, and if you really can't run one because you can only find one person that wants to join you, then just mold in and join a group of us. Number 8, finally, you have to set up something that gives you a shot in the arm. You have to feed yourself. Otherwise, you'll probably flatline. And I don't believe that can be a missing element. All right, here's how I'm going to close. Eric Rory, who we just listened to, who, by the way, is the author of the best-selling GoPro. He's like the #1 guru of network marketers. And he says personal recruiting is number 1 to success in network marketing. And number 2 is attending your company's annual destination event, which for us is Summit. I'm going to say that again. For success with network marketing, Eric Rory, author of best-selling GoPro, says, number 1, you have to recruit. And number 2, you have to attend your company's destination event. I was going to say, he actually went on in this talk that I listened to and said that 6-figure earners are recruiting 20 recruits a year. And he's like, do the math. Like, if you want to be a 6-figure earner, that's a couple a month, or 20 in 30 days, whatever your recruiting strategy is. But it's 20 recruits a year for 6 figures. I think that's dead on. I mean, he's the pro, but I think that with what I've seen of coaching and knowing kind of where people's figures are, and I think that's on the money. But maybe your goals aren't 6 figures, or maybe they're not 6 figures today, but so maybe bringing on, 10 coaches in the year. And what would that look like? That's going to look about like 1 a month. So just have a recruiting strategy. He says that's number one to success. Number two is attending the destination event. He says that is what that has always been his strongest suit. And how did he say this? It's where he made up for what he lacked in recruiting, was being like a beast about getting people and getting them to get people and getting them to get people and getting basically 100 people to destination events. Because he would say, hey, you 10, bring 10, and so on and so forth. So Dara on the National Wake Up Call said that she didn't jump into this business. She had ridiculous results with P90X3. Credibility right there. She had ridiculous results. She banked on, I think her husband was a baseball player and they banked on his income or something like that. And she only stuck her toe in the water. But then 7 months in, she decided to work it. She kept it simple, which is what I want to say to you guys. We don't need to get fancy and learn how to do IFFTTT and buffer. We don't have to know all the things. We just have to do a few things. She actually said, I just gave you 8 things. She said 2 or 3 that you can commit to every day. What are 2 or 3? Because telling yourself to do 15 things, or probably even 8, could send you into paralysis mode, or set you up for failure or discouragement. So she said she, with herself, just said 2 to 3 very simple things, and things that were income drivers. So that wasn't like, in her mind, and I quote, running free groups or making graphics that were pretty. It was doing things that brought money, like inviting. So 3 things. Is it your workout? And what is it? What are the 3 things? And then the rest go on an if I have time for them list. If I have time today, then I'm going to do the other things. I don't want to say any more about the National Wake Up Call because I expect that you will listen to it or already did. So I don't want to be redundant. I want to close by saying that we need to keep it simple. We need to be credible in our fitness journeys, not perfect, but credible. We need to invite. We need to follow up, track. These are so similar to the vital behaviors, and I was trying not to be. That way we can duplicate. So when you do recruit coaches, you can say, these are the simple things that I did. Nothing fancy. That's all I've got. What is the, I don't know what the KISS theory. I don't know what the KISS theory is. Diane and Dana. Got it. Oh my gosh, that's what I'm going to name this team call tonight. That's what I'm going to name the team call. I like it. It's really good. Well, thank you guys for being on. I don't know if you guys saw Jelliet's. Jelliet, have you posted that picture yet? I saw Deanna posted it. No? Okay. Jelliet.
Not yet. I got them all downloaded and started putting some on my phone to figure out which ones I wanted to use first. So pretty soon.
Jelliet did a professional photo shoot, so keep an eye on her page for some gorgeous, gorgeous pictures. All right, guys, keep it simple, stupids. Dana and Diane said it. Yeah, and I'll get an invitation out for pods soon, and maybe we'll start that up in May. Thank you guys for being on. I appreciate your time. Okay, good night.
I have a quick question.
Please.
With the 2B mindset.
Yes.
And it doesn't come out until Tuesday. I mean, there are people showing interest, but I don't know how to lasso them in.
Okay, there's a pre-order form Well, Sherry, do you want to take this one? Because I don't really know. There's a pre-order form that you can get their pre-order down, right?
Yeah, but then it's doing share a cart on Tuesday, right? Tuesday's the 2nd or Wednesday. So you do share a cart,
Wednesday.
I believe, and send them the link for them to sign up. You can't purchase it until 5/2. Then they get access to everything, and then the box of everything else will ship. But they'll instantly get access, I think, to what Beachbody said was that they want coaches to start on 5/2, but they don't want coaches to start running challenge groups until 5/14 because they want you to have some of the days under your belt so that you understand what the program is so that you can actually teach those first few days.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Coach through those. Yeah. And the video, the Alana video, and then also I think on the Shelly Heim call, they talked about that as well.
Huh. Kim Carver didn't say that on the training he did with us. So on the Shelly Heim call, I haven't watched that yet. They want us to start on the 2nd.
Well, they said coaches can start on the 2nd, but don't actually start running your challenge groups until 5/14.
Oh, okay.
Start or your success groups or whatever you want to call them. Start those on 5/15 for all of your challengers that are joining.
But we can just dabble in. We can just start learning and dabbling and trying it and going through the video.
But everybody can, like all of your customers can order it on 5/2, and that way they'll get all their stuff in time to start the group together on 5/14. But unfortunately, there's no way to like pre-order it or anything like that.
So with the share cart, you're sending them nothing in their cart?
Well, they have challenge packs for it. So that's one of the things that was answered in one of the questions that I still need to figure out how you want me to put those on the page. But so Shakeology is integrated into the program.
Yeah, I put that in. Oh, yeah.
So there's a challenge pack they can order to get Shakeology with it.
Yeah, I went over that on a team call.
Yeah.
I went over all the three options we have.
The three options, yeah. So there should be a share cart option, but it's probably not going to be available till 5/2.
Right.
I just saw where some of the, like, I think it's, what's his name, James Fitzpatrick or whatever, they're doing groups just informational for 2D Mindset. Private groups, free, that they can just share information. And I'm like, we don't even know enough about it, except what we got on the call.
Sorry. He's just being a great marketer. He's just like that. By the way, we're not allowed to call any challenge group To Be Mindset. We're not allowed to call anything To Be Mindset. So he shouldn't be doing that. He probably isn't because I'm sure he knows better. He's he's in the top 10. He's just smart, and that's just his way of recruiting. Like he did the same thing with the UK. He did it, and I think that's all that is. He's like that. He's just a great marketer.
He's probably just getting people into a group now.
Exactly.
And then they'll blast sell everything on 5/2.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. He and his wife, they're both like top coaches. I'm sure they're on it. Yeah. That's great that you have people interested already. I have a couple people interested. I sent out an email to like 12 people, but none of them but I haven't gotten really responses yet. So, all right, guys, let's keep these short and sweet. Thank you so much. Thank you for asking the questions at the end. Thank you, Dana, for that. Thank you guys for naming the team call. Jake, thanks for being on. I know you know all this stuff. All right, guys. We'll do a call on Summit before Summit. Okay, bye.